Welcome back, everyone. A big shout out to Polly Nation. #1 in the chat today. You made it first. It's been noted, brother. It's been noted. And I have got the most amazing documentary that we can talk about before we go over to the main show. So enjoy the tunes for 30 more seconds and I will be right with you. And oh my word, My Octopus Teacher? What? There we go. Back live after a little day off yesterday. But I had to take a day off yesterday from streaming. I was 7/8 of the way down a rabbit hole when it was getting to stream time. You can't just go 7/8 of the way. You got to go all the way. It's all the way or just a tip. One of the two. So, welcome back to the stream. I hope you're all having a good day. I have had a bizarre night. Sleep deprivation is a wonderful thing. Anyone else out there struggling to get a good sleep these days? Sleep was always at a premium for me on a good day. But now, I don't know. Last couple of nights, just can't switch the brain off. Probably just me. You know how it goes. You come off the show, adrenaline's pumping. You're already at midnight when you come off the show. The daily Scrabble ritual takes place. That's meant to wind my adrenaline down, but me and my mum are far too competitive to kind of take things easy. So that probably works my blood pressure up, and then that leaves me up awake and twiddling my thumbs till all hours of the morning. I couldn't find anything to watch on the tubes last night, so I thought, why don't I watch a documentary that I've been meaning to watch for some time now? And I did. And oh my word, we need to talk about it. My Octopus Teacher. But before we get there, let me come into the chat room. We've got Rick in there. We've got John. No, definitely not John. It's definitely not that. Anne and the wee man, they're sleeping fine, so it's definitely not that. We have got Brian, Lydia, Rick, the bearded one. He's in there. Are you going to be the shaven traveler or the shaved traveler one day? Are you? Freshly shaved traveler. I'm going to buy you a razor for Christmas, bearded. I am. Armand. Now, Armand is a man with a drum. Yes, he has a drum, and he is going to beat his drum. And the buran, I think that's how you pronounce it. And an Irish drum. Or a Scottish drum, whichever way you look at it. I think it's an Irish one, though. Little drumstick, right? But he's going to play it. He's going to hopefully, fingers crossed, send us a clip of that. Because I think that'd be pretty cool to add to the stream. And don't forget, Armand is somebody that YouTubes as well. And that reminds me, while I'm here, let me just doing some work on the back end of the YouTube page. And there's new options there now. You've got your recommended channels down the side. But they also have, if this works, is it going to work? What's happened here? Why are you not working? There we go. It also has this bit here, recommended channels. Now, I've not added everyone on there yet. Polly, I've still got to get you. I've got Charlie Robinson, he's on there. We've read the documents. No particular order, folks. Algorithm, I've got Bill on there. I've got Jason. I've got the big channel, Beyond the Veil. And Julian, Lessons for Life. So I'm going to get Armand on there. I'll get Polly Nation on there. And if you're a regular here on the stream, and I like your channel, I'll happily put you on there. That doesn't mean come running to me all the time with your channels, because I'll come across them. I'll find them organically. You'll talk about them maybe in the chat, and I'll find it, and you'll find yourself on there. But you have to impress me. And that's getting harder these days. It truly is. I'm getting a right fussy bugger when it comes to my information. But that's for another story, another stream sometime. Because today I want us to talk quickly about this documentary that I've seen. But we've got Jules in the chat room. So I've got people in the chat room to get to. See, I'm rushing, but I'm not getting ahead of myself. Not just yet. Lydia, I think I done you. St. Marionette. We've got Polly in there. He was first. Yeah. Armand second. Actually, technically, I could be really, really bad and I could type first the minute that we go live. I wouldn't do that to you all, though. I wouldn't do that to you. And I was saying to Polly on Discord, I'm going to think of a way of integrating whoever's first into the graphics. We can put it on the running text at the bottom, maybe. It gives it that fun again. We used to play that fun game over on the main channel, people coming first. And yeah, we'll get back to that, because it's all about fun, right? That's what we're all about here. Jason, yes. What's he saying here? I wouldn't worry, he is a black pill master. Is that me? Am I the black pill master? I see. Hang on a minute, hang on. The Beard is in the chat room. You've got to be kidding me on. Popeye, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Oh, probably shouldn't have said that name on my stream. Dude, hang on. I need to have a word with you anyway, Popeye. You made me feel really bad when I watched one of your videos, man. I don't blame you for what happened on the big channel. Oh, heck no. That's algorithmic Olympics, man. That's nothing to do with you. Your beard may have interfered with it. Possibly. Okay, possibly. And don't worry, I'll get your channel on here as well. Okay? Even though you're like, wow, you're like nuclear. Honestly. You're almost like verboten. I honestly have to censor saying your name, dude. I'm telling you, man. And if you were talking about him being the Black Pill Master, no. And I know, I see what Jason's talking about, but you know how I like to have fun with Popeye, and it's more fun when you're on your own stream. You know why? Because he can't answer you back. Hey, listen, the guy's more intelligent than me, so he usually wins most arguments, even though I won't ever admit that. So, yes. Yes, I said the magic word. And it isn't abracadabra. No, it isn't. But listen, we're here to talk about an octopus. Don't you be trying to steal the thunder of the octopus and My Octopus Teacher. Oh my word. Scott Lopez, if you remember correctly. I can't remember how long ago it was or how short ago it was. But remember, he kind of really clued me in to the wonders of the octopus, and I was kind of like, wow. And I went through a kind of octopus phase. I was watching the OA at the time, and that ended up somehow it was all about like multi-dimensional travel, and then a crazy big intelligent octopus came into it, like central character. It was a weird time, but one thing I did take away from that octopus weirdness was these creatures are absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable in their intelligence, the life they go through. It seems weird sitting here like bigging up an octopus. I get that. But once you've seen this documentary, I think it'll probably give you a greater appreciation. No matter what you think of the octopus right now, you might already think it's like almost an alien, and people describe it as that. I wouldn't say it's an alien. It's certainly an intelligence, and it's certainly different but compatible with ours. So this documentary, what's it all about? Well, My Octopus Teacher came out in 2020, Netflix. A filmmaker forges an unusual friendship with an octopus in a South African kelp forest, learning as the animal shares the mysteries of her world. And it documents a guy who's, let's be honest, I think he's having a bit of a midlife crisis. He's a filmmaker. He's been in Africa. He usually does wildlife stuff, and he just got fed up with it. You know, he just disillusioned wanted something else, something new. And he thought he'd get back to his childhood, and in his childhood he used to go to the ocean, so he started doing the ocean thing, swimming and going swimming every day and really getting into it. And then he comes across said octopus. And I swear, Anne woke up when I was watching this. That's how long I've been up. I was up all night. And Anne gets up, she takes one look at the TV, one look at me, looks back at the TV, and she says, I'm not even going to ask. I'm not even going to ask, Kev. Because I'm sitting there glued to it, like jaw hanging open, gobsmacked. And I'm not going to give you any spoilers. I'm bad for that usually. But I would encourage anyone, if you get a chance to see this, if you're into wildlife documentaries, which I am anyway, thoroughly enjoyable and really informative as well, especially for somebody like me that's maybe not that clued up on the octopus. Yeah, I've seen it doing the crazy things I've watched with Joe and Scott, where it escapes and does this and does that, and it's got amazing memory, and I tell you, you have got no idea the kind of intelligence that this thing shows, and the relationship, because that's what it is. It's like, you talk about one man and his dog. This ended up one man and his octopus, you know? And it wasn't just like a one-way thing. You see them building up the trust. You can see the change over the time, the initial time at the start, where the octopus does. You know, it doesn't know what to make of that pesky naked human swimming down there to begin with. But then it gains he gains its trust, or her trust, sorry. And it's an amazing story. Now, if you're like me and you get a little bit emotional, get the hankies ready, okay? Get the hankies ready. There's no spoiler there. I mean, octopus, you'll come to find out, or you may already know, this one in particular, it's only got a lifespan of a year. Yeah. Amazing life it leads. You know, it has to learn so quickly because of the predators down there. You know, the sharks, things like that. And the stuff it crams into 1 year is unbelievable. And in this documentary as well, it kind of gives you an appreciation for, I would say, the different world that is beneath the ocean surface. I mean, you're talking about literally a full forest, a literal forest of kelp, and he's diving down. It's like you're going through the tree canopy, you know? Literally like an alien world. Like an alien world. And over time, he began to gain a deeper appreciation for what it is to be in touch with nature. And we talk about that a lot on the show, and that's one of the reasons why I love having people like Luna and Donnie and Jess and the Australian gang Ken as well coming on to talk about the kind of the native people of Australia, the Aboriginals. You know, their connection still to this day with the land, with the animals, with everything round about them. Same with Kevin. Paleo Americans. See, I remember. Or Native Americans. I call it Paleo Americans now because Kev hit me with that one. And I think that sounds pretty cool. It's different, you know. But that connection as well. These people have always maintained that balance where it's beyond being in tune with nature. You know, it's really, it's like another world. It truly is. It's crazy. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit. We might take a little look at this. I'll read you a little bit from it. But it got weird. And this is what kind of edged me up to the whole documentary in the first place. Because I had never even heard of this documentary coming out until one of my favourite YouTubers had talked about it, right? And, of course, he was covering it because, as is everything online these days, it doesn't take very long for even a documentary about an octopus to turn really creepy and weird over on places like Twitter. I mean, it's like the ghetto of weirdos and just strange people. I'm over there. Hey, I kind of fit that bill, right? It's not like I'm not strange or weird. But it's just so creepy, and you can't even have a My Octopus Teacher without some of these woke people just making it bizarrely creepy and weird. You'll see what I mean as we go on, right? I'll just read you a little bit of this here. And it says, I realised I was changing. Netflix has released the incredible nature documentary titled My Octopus Teacher, and it's already available to watch streaming on the service right now or on websites online. This groundbreaking, awe-inspiring film is about a South American filmmaker named Craig Foster who forges an unusual friendship with an octopus living in a South African kelp forest, learning as she shares the mysteries of her world. He befriends this octopus from the Atlantic and visits her every single day for a year, and he does as well. He truly does. Free diving without a wetsuit or scuba gear to meet her. Now, after capturing this footage, he spent years crafting a film and building a narrative to tell her story and how it impacted his life and his connection with other humans, as well as all animals on this planet. And thanks to Kotke for the tip. Just watch this, and it's phenomenal. One of the best documentaries of the year. Absolutely amazing to see all this footage of him befriending this intelligent creature. And we're going to watch 30 seconds of it, and I'm going to kind of talk over the top of it as well, just so we don't get absolutely hammered by the kind of YouTube algorithm or copyright strike thing. Here we go.
It all started seeing this really strange thing. A lot of people say an octopus is like an alien. But the strange thing is, as you get closer to them, you realize that you're very similar in a lot of ways.
There you go. So I urge you all to check it out. Personally, it's one of the best documentaries that I've seen, in my opinion, in a long time. Nature documentaries, anyway. Stunningly shot, really well put together, and it's this story of the bond that you see these two kind of forming. And me and my cat, anyone who's got a cat or a dog, you know you've got that special bond, right? You do. When they look you in the eye, you feel it, right? Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm a big softie, but that's exactly what happened with this cat. And, well, he's not a cat. Probably wouldn't have happened if he was a cat and an octopus. Probably wouldn't have gone down so well, right? But why did I have to make it funny? So, but no, it's... I can't think of the words to really convey how it made me feel. Because in a world where there's so much crap and everything going on, and I've often said, you know, if you're getting stressed out online, unplug, step away from the computer, put your phone away. You know, one of the things I go to it will be a documentary, and I swear to you, it was engrossing. It truly, truly was. And to see the different things that this creature, I have no idea, this entity, because I tell you, it's beyond intelligent. It's insane. It talks about how it's got 2,000 of those little suckers on the tentacles. And it like independently controls all of them all at once. At the same time as swimming about and looking for its prey and avoiding predators. And I swear, it's one of the most mind-blowing things when you start to wrap your head around what this is. And not just the octopus, right? Not just the octopus, but that whole world below the ocean. You know, you got that kelp forest there, just off South Africa. And the guy that made the film, him and his friends now, they've started a kind of conservation society to look after the area. But you compare the forest and the wildlife and the whole kind of system that's underwater to maybe one of our rainforests or something like that. And you can see that, like, the destruction and things that we've done above surface level to our rainforests and these natural habitats, right? Not all of them, but, you know, we have. And then you compare it to the way it's, like, in total balance when man, despite probably some fishing in the area, I get it, there will be man-made activity happening, but it's almost untouched. And everything has its place. Everything works together. At times it's a very violent world, but at other times it's just there's no words to describe what you're watching. You know, even from like the simplest kind of life forms all the way to the intelligence of these octopus. Or is it octopi? Yes. Who knows? And who knew I'd be so moved by an octopus documentary? I'm telling you. I didn't think it'd be this good. I thought I'd just pick up some new cool stuff that the octopus does. I'd be able to say to Scotty here, Scotty, I've seen this octopus doing this crazy thing. And the documentary starts off. It just shows you this thing on the seafloor. And it just looks like this pile of like rocks and shells, and it just looks like a bit of coral, to be honest with you. And then you get closer, and all those suckers I was telling you about, you know, it's like it builds like a shield, literally a shield for itself. And that's just one example, and it's how the documentary starts off. It's no spoiler. Unbelievably good. Unbelievably good. But again, I was kind of touching on that untouched kind of world down there compared to what we've done to ours up here. And that's why I think, you know, the people like the Native Americans, like the Aboriginal people, they still have that connection. And this guy, over the space of a year, you could see how he got accepted by the octopus. You could see how he became almost familiar at home in that environment, in that habitat. And, you know, longer and longer he's having to hold his breath. And the reason he done it with, you know, no scuba gear on, well, he had the kind of the mask and things, but he didn't go with a wetsuit. And it's freezing. It's the Atlantic, right? It might be Africa, South Africa, but still the Atlantic there. And he said that was to get more in touch with where he was going. The same way that trackers in the desert, he had been filming them for years, and it always, he couldn't wrap his head around the connection that they had with everything. How they could look at just a piece of sand and read so much from it, extrapolate from it, and track things and live, you know, basically survive because, and having to survive by knowing how to have that connection, knowing how to read these things all around us. And like I say, he decided to try and kind of mimic what they had done. They only, you know, walked along and barely anything on, bare feet. So he thought, I'll go for that approach. I'll be in touch with nature. And I tell you, I don't know if it was anything to do with that or not, but it worked. It truly, truly worked. And this is it's a common octopus. It wasn't a special type of octopus or anything like that he came into contact with. But the common octopus, Octopus vulgaris, a nasty name. Oh, it makes it sound vulgar. Far from vulgar. Be very careful what we say about the octopus. They may just decide to take over one day. There's an argument to be made that they might be more intelligent than me already. So they're called cephalopods, or cephalopoda. I think I probably pronounced that terribly. Everyone hates when I go for the old Latin pronunciation, but it's considered cosmopolitan. That is a global species which ranges from the eastern Atlantic and extends from the Mediterranean Sea and the south coast of England to the Senegal in Africa. It also occurs off the Azores, the Canary Islands, Cape Verde Islands, and the species is also common to the western Atlantic. And the octopus, or the common octopus, hunts at dusk. Crabs, crayfish, and this documentary will show you all. Show you how it hunts, the various different way it hunts, the various different ways it gets about. It's, again, without giving spoilers, I don't want to ruin the experience I had. It's jaw-dropping. Now, if you watch it with somebody, you'll probably be turning around going, no danger. No idea that these amazing creatures were able to do even half the things it does. And probably that documentary doesn't show you all the things it's capable of. But like I said, we're in 2020, and as the time goes on, the internet gets creepier and creepier. And I'm sorry, but there's a vast number of people out there that spend a lot of time on Twitter. They get weirder and weirder. And you can't even have something like an octopus kind of a documentary with a scary white middle-aged man without some people taking it too far and making it really creepy and really bizarre. Jeremy from the Quartering. I'm sure he won't mind me playing just a little bit of his video. Please, please, please check out his channel. Absolute legend of a guy, and he takes on the wokies. It's like a sport to him. It truly is a sport. I mean, look at him there. Look at him in all his toxic pride. I mean, that's a beard to be proud of. So, this was where I first heard about the documentary, though. And of course, I wasn't watching it because of what was said about it. Although, in my mind, when I'm watching it, I'm thinking, how could anyone read this into it? And what did they read into it?
Weirdos have to ruin it. That's right. An interesting thread by Sophie Lewis, who wrote a she theorizes heteroness, family. She wants to abolish the family. Okay, so let's just, so I'm setting the stage. You heard how the actual documentary is described. This is how Sophie Lewis describes it. Well, I watched My Octopus Teacher on Netflix, a flawed but moving documentary about a straight man who had a life-changing erotic relationship with a female octopus. I cried, then read out loud to my friends the entirety of somebody's 2007 essay. What? Why are these people so weird?
Exactly, Jeremy. Why do they have to weird everything up? And I actually thought this has got to be fake. It's got to be somebody tongue-in-cheek, right? Nobody watched this and honestly thought there was anything like sexual about it, right? What did it do that for? I wasn't meaning that one.
How
I was
dare
meaning
you?
that one. How anyone could watch this and come away with that is beyond me, and it says a whole lot more about the individual than it does about one man and his octopus. It's like if you've got a cat or a dog, and that dog gets sick, or your cat gets sick, or you know it's getting close to that time, right? I've got a cat that's 18. I can't even think about that, or I'll burst into tears on the stream. You know what I'm talking about. And that, because you've got that kind of bond with an animal, do you think it's like a little bit creepy? That some people might think that there's something sexual in that? Because that's exactly what they're suggesting here. That's why I say it gets weird and creepy. You can't even have a documentary about a guy who you see forming this bond. He's not. He ain't doing anything bad to it, folks. Honestly, and he ain't doing anything wrong with the tentacles. There's none of that nonsense. Okay, it is like, what is wrong with these people? And this isn't the reason, but it's one of the reasons why I'm almost at my wit's end with online. I'm almost had my fill of it. This is what can you say to this when there's people like that? The internet got broke somewhere along the way, folks. It got really, really broke. And I get it. The algorithms that they promote things over other things, and it's not the 7 billion people on the planet. I get that. The real world ain't full of people like this going about looking at me thinking, oh yeah, you've got a thing for octopus because you like the octopus teacher. If there's people that think that, really, I'm worried about you. I mean that. I love you to bits as another human being, as another brilliant individual expression of the one consciousness or wherever it is we come from. Love you for it, but weird. strange way to spend your time thinking about this, looking at that, and almost going actively looking for weirdness. Because if you watch this, I would be surprised if anyone listening right now took anything from it that goes anywhere along with what this lady's saying.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
I can't remember what he said it was. They are saying. Okay? All right?
How dare
Oh,
you?
listen, I will dare, Greta, because when people are like, and listen, folks, it's like not a one-off, okay? It's not a one-off. It really isn't. There's the tweet in question, but this person is obsessed, absolutely obsessed with with this. And look, posting this, right? And this is one of the quotes from the documentary. What goes through her mind? What's she thinking? Does she dream? If she dreams, what does she dream about? We've had these conversations on the show about cats, about us. Where do we go when we dream? But this individual, it's like, wow. And it's like she has got like a full-on hatred for like, I'll let you read this, right? I mean, guy's talking about how the body of the octopus is like fully intelligent, and implicit for me in that essay that was mentioned, full of disgusted quotes from bros like Aristotle and Victor Hugo, reacting somatophobically to the bodies of octopuses, is the intrinsic queerness of octopus epistemology come embodiment. It's insane. And this isn't a go at this individual, really. I have no idea who she is, but like I say, when did the internet get this weird? Was I not paying attention closely enough or something? Was it like descending like at a steady pace into weirdness? Or did we hit an exponential curve? Has 2020 really like turned up the weird factor? It's a serious question. It's a serious question. Is it just me, or has it always been this weird? I mean, I don't think people used to be like... And you know what the problem is? It's because, like I said, it's a white guy. And anything, you know, anything at all to kind of have a go at that. And in this case, it was a documentary about a guy who's worked making documentaries about animals all his life. It's not like all of a sudden he just got this kink out of the blue and he was sitting there, and it's not creepy. He's not sitting there like, I don't even know what, I don't even know how that documentary would look. Who would even think about a man having sexual thoughts about an octopus? Whoever is worried about that, there's something far wrong. Where did it go wrong? Where did it go wrong, folks? So listen, I'm going to let you ponder that for a moment. Ponder it. Then we'll come back. I'll look at the chat room. Maybe I'm all wrong. Maybe I'm watching it wrong or something. Maybe I need to squint my eyes up or have a couple of whiskies or just unplug myself from reality. Because that's what too much social media does to you. That's what it is. And that, it's like it's getting more and more desperate in their attempts to kind of twist anything into their weird narrative. And why? Why? So they can make the world a better place? So they can save an octopus from a guy? No. Because they're dopamine junkies. They don't realise it. They don't realise it. Does she really have to make a string of about 20 posts? I think you made your point. You thought it was sexual. You didn't like it. Nobody made you watch it. Move on. Move on. No, she's not making a career. All you see now is these posts about octopus and men. It's creepy. It's weird. There's nothing going on between us dudes and octopus. Nothing I can tell you. Anyway, I'll be back in just a moment, folks. I know, it's not my usual kind of content, but when you see that kind of thing happening, I tell you, I have to stick up for this guy that made the film. It's just wrong. Maybe it's me, maybe it's not bizarre, maybe I read it wrong. Maybe this guy truly did have the kink on for it. Anne seems to think he had a bit of a thing for the octopus. She's sitting smiling right now, but I don't know. Maybe we need ladies to watch it. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe if you're a dude, it just ain't gonna do it. Think that's what it is? I'll be right back. John Krakow, the Octopus King. Love it. Love it. I think the guy should do a season 2 just to annoy the octopus obsessed out there. John, until sheep live underwater, us Scotsmen will be A-OK. Meh. So number one, have you seen the documentary? Number 1 for yes, no if you, number 2 for no. 1 if you've seen it, 2 if you haven't. I'm gonna feel really strange if I'm the only person out of 50 that's watched this. Oh no. Oh no. So 1 for if you've seen the Octopus King. We're gonna call him the Octopus King now. And 2 if you haven't. Oh my, Queen Goddess. Oh my, indeed. Yes, indeed. Two, haven't seen it. I hope I haven't put you off it. 2, I'll go watch it, Lydia. Yeah. Polly, oh no. No. I am the only one, ain't I? Oh no. Come on, somebody just lie for goodness sake. Oh no. Trust me, folks, trust me. We'll be back here tomorrow. I'm gonna do a follow-up stream to this. 1, Rorschach has seen it. Rorschach, was it creepy to you? Did you find it creepy? Did you walk away and think something a bit disturbing about that guy and his octopus? You want to see it now? You see? The Octopus King should. I should have got the Octopus King to sponsor this stream. The Wookiee. And now you see, now I think people are just lying. No, I'm all alone. Yep, Hodgie, I usually am. Hodgie, I tweeted you back today. I hope you got that, brother. And that's the brilliant thing about being KBS. I don't tell anyone what to think about anything. It applies to all the streams, all the shows we do. Sometimes I let you get an insight into what I truly believe, but it's not about what I believe. It's about giving you the information. You know what's coming. I provide, you decide. I'm gonna get that on a t-shirt. Need to. Don't be a Carol, Kev. I know. Is it a Carol or a Karen? Am I freaking out? Am I being like a hashtag Octopus Karen? If you're doing follow-up tomorrow, I should start watching it. I'll be asking Scott Lopez about it in 18 minutes as well, by the way. I don't think he's watched it. I won't be going over all of it again. Don't worry. That'd be very repetitive. Name again, Kev. Wookiees have homework. Okay, the homework. If I'm to set you homework, here's your homework. My Octopus Teacher. Must-watch documentary film. Must watch. Oh yes, indeedy. Look at that. Look at that thing. You know, and then you've got like the octopus, you know. That picture there, I mean, telling you, you need to watch the story. Pictures don't do it justice, folks. You got what do you call them? Lovecraft with Cthulhu, right? Cthulhu. Can't remember what I called it there the first time. Probably Cthulhu, actually. Yeah, Cthulhu. That's a famous kind of take on an octopus. Octopus-ish. What is it about these things? Are they aliens? How many people think that they could be aliens? Or we might find them on other worlds? Maybe you think they're aliens. I don't know. That's too many questions for a 1 and a 2. Oh, that's definitely the slogan, Hodgie. You just keep watching that little hacker text up in the top left-hand corner, and eventually changes to that. Eventually, I think. Yeah, there it goes. It's starting to change now. Some people are named Karens. Just call them bottom feeders or energy vamp. But yeah, they sucked the life out of this documentary, didn't they? Or they tried to. Yep. And if you haven't checked out the quartering, check it out. You like squids, man? Squids are cool as well. I find all kind of sea life fascinating. Sharks terrify me. And an octopus. What else we got in here? The people named Karen that are not demons. Don't be cruel. Yeah, well, I know, but it's become a meme. I know a Karen. She doesn't fit the bill of the typical internet Karen. You see, there's another thing. You see, the internet weirded out the name Karen. Thank you for pointing that out, Zoe. You see, I can add that to my list of things that weirded out. You know? Alien drones like jellyfish. Yeah, John. What was the show? Lost in Space? Not the original one, the remake. They're, I don't know if it's Venus they go to. I don't think it is. But they go somewhere and there's big, like, octopus squid things. If you've never had an octopus stuffed in a traffic cone, you should try it. That's one thing, you know, I'll try most food, but I wouldn't eat an octopus, eh? Nah, I don't know. But I definitely wouldn't now. They've always been a bit too, I don't know, a bit intelligent. I don't know why. Because I like seafood. They have rivers of fresh water under ocean beds. Yep. Trent says the Russians have to outdo everyone. Is it a Russian octopus? That'd be kind of cool. That'd be awesome. What else we got in there? Cheryl. PPP Aranormal will do. Yeah. It'll move on to something else, Lydia. Exactly. Although old timers like me, we don't keep up with the trends. Like, we're maybe a month or so late, so I'll probably still be using Karen when people have moved on 3 or 4 different words. That's why I don't do well on Twitter. I really just tend to abuse people on it. It's not big, it's not clever. I'm not proud of it. And again, it's another reason why, instead of just really talking about it, stopping scrolling down it. I done it with him. Why is that? Oh, that's last night's show that was about to play there. What was I going to say there? Yeah, I stopped going on to Facebook, as you know, and that's been absolutely tremendous. But I've still been going to Twitter, and I've noticed now Twitter's starting to make me feel the same way Facebook did. So it's time for me to stop that. But it's okay because I can still have the account and share the stream, share the show over there, and it doesn't need me to go over. You don't even need to be there. You just click the button, share it to Twitter, share it to Facebook, and aside from that, I'm not getting anything too positive out of it. I truly ain't, and that's just me personally. And I have to laugh as well. You have to laugh. You know, if people aren't moaning about politics or something else that they've got absolutely no hope of having any change or effect in it. If they did, they would change the system. I do find it quite funny, and I'm guilty of this as well. I'm guilty of it at times too, but, you know, they're moaning about these new apps that are coming out right now, and, oh, we're getting traced everywhere. And, you know, anyone that's, like, tweeting about that on a mobile device with apps on it already, newsflash, already getting traced. And then the double whammy of doing it on social media, which is even more traced and algorithmically mined, and all of it into our digital psychological file. I don't know what you would call it. Our psychological avatar that we've all probably got attached to us. It's crazy. It's crazy. The whole world's gone bloody mad. 2020's just gone mad. what 2021 is going to be like. Do we think 2021 is going to be worse? Or do we think that 2021 we're gonna get back to some kind of normality, like crazy wise, like this has been a crazy year all in. But do you think it's gonna kind of taper off back to some level of still insane, but or do you think the crazy is just gonna keep going? It's just gonna from here on in. We've just entered crazy time. It's just gonna get worse and worse. I'm talking about on the internet. In the real world, it's getting crazy as well, but more so. Can you separate the two anymore? Can you? Can you really separate the two? I don't think you can. John Crackle says, Facebook is horrible, but it's the only social media I use. You sent me a video today. I've got it saved, brother. It was about a nuclear reactor that's tens of thousands of years old, possibly. Looks fascinating. Thank you for that, John. I don't always get back to you, John, but I usually manage to see yours and check in and look. Fingers crossed for slightly less insane. Big change coming, says Donnie. Good to see you, big man. Good to see you. If 2021 gets even crazier, can somebody stop the planet for a second? Because I'm about ready to jump off. I was getting ready to watch a SpaceX launch earlier on today. Starlink. It was getting ready to send some satellites up. I know people don't like it when I talk about that either. But it got cancelled. Yep, the autonomous rocket just shut itself down. You know, it detected something was wrong. What else did I watch today? I watched a video about a guy who thinks it's a Mandela effect. That there's a thing called the D wave and it's got 5,000 qubits, as he calls it. I thought it was quite funny because he was kind of claiming to be a bit of an expert, a bit of a whiz when it comes to researching the computers and the AI and quantum. I couldn't even pronounce qubits. So I don't know, but no, there's no Mandela with a D wave if you come across that one. It's always been here. Let's see. We are the cause of what happens to us, what we decide to keep the master or build the society we intended. See, you people are way more intelligent than I am. Truly, truly way more intelligent than I am. Maybe I should just read the chat for a full stream. It'd probably be more entertaining than me, right? Great Hodgie says, can't we chip in and buy a large farm somewhere in Scotland and we can all hide? Brother, you seen what's going on in Australia right now? Well, we have the Scottish National Party. And the last time there was a truly national party in Europe, it didn't go so well. And it ain't going so well for us either. That's about as much I can say without getting kicked off of YouTube. So on that note, I've just seen the time. I need to go and get Scotty. We've got a show to do. I've got absolutely no idea what we're talking about. But it'll be great. It'll be good. How'd I know? Scott's there. So I hope you've had fun here. I hope I didn't creep you out about My Octopus Teacher. I'm actually going to go and have a little word with myself. I might need to watch it again. Purely to make sure I didn't miss anything. Not because no.
How dare you?
I'm out of here, folks. I'm out of here. Keep your mind open. Keep looking for the woo, but not to the point where your brain turns to black goo. And that's it. Yeah, I've gone back to our old tune to take us out today. You should never tell me that there's something annoys you or it's getting boring or... Because you know I'm that kind of rascal that'll go and play it, right? Scotty Lopez is in the house. He's ready to rock and roll. Join me over on the Kev Baker Show, tfrlive.com. You people out there have been an absolute pleasure today. A pleasure, a joy, and a privilege to talk to you. And I'll be back soon. I'll be back in 7 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Well, do go somewhere. tfrlive.com or disco.